Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is the Haute Hustle Mystic Morning Show. I'm Jenith Blackert,
And I'm the Ocarina.
and we are all Halloweened out. We are talking with Amy Robeson, and we are talking sort of about things within the Akashic field that nobody really talks about. I want to remind you, if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications about our show. Woo! Shall we start with some?
Mystic Space Weather News. Well, today's Mystic Space Weather News, we are still experiencing some after effects from the auroras that we were able to see throughout the states. So whenever you get auroras, and I always say this, whenever you get auroras down, all the way down south, where you're down to Texas, where you're able to see that, you know that there's some seriously charged particles in our atmosphere. And you also know that light photons change our DNA. So, and this is done in studies, this is done in tests. The biggest thing I have to say about this today, because it's going to be short, is just remember to take and give people grace and give them to each other.
And you should do that no matter what.
You should. But when you are watching the news, and there are people that almost seem like they're activated, right? Like somebody just really lost it, and you feel like you might be losing it for road rage. The simplest things, just give yourself grace, even if you have those moments. It's all about how you recover. And yesterday I went outside, and there was definitely something about being in the open space with the Three Eye Atlas out there. I mean, no matter what you believe about it, whether it's alien tech or it's a natural comet, we are always connected to everything. And when something the size of Manhattan is in our solar system, they're directly conversing with our sun. It is absolutely changing the way that we are interacting with everything else, because we are all connected. And so because it's so close to our vicinity, and it's from the outer, right? From the outer parts of interstellar, then we are forever changed by this. So I just stood outside. I did some serious grounding. I actually took my socks off and put my feet in the ground. And then I just felt like this really beautiful anchoring into the earth. And then I just let that light just as a toroidal mix of just total support go from the cosmos in. And I did that couldn't even move almost. My calves are all flexed because how spiritual it just felt, and it just natural. I wasn't trying to do anything except for the fact that we got this new dog and I had to be out there with them. And next thing you know, I'm there with my shoes. And so I just invite everyone in to find their grounding, whatever that looks like right now. And that's what I got from Mystic Space Weather News.
What's the little dog's name?
Oh my gosh. So guys,
he's a puppy. Is
this my celebrity news? Celebrity news.
Yes, who's a new celebrity in your household?
That's right. His name is Carlos.
Okay.
So we have had, if you remember the movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall, the guy's name was Chuck, and he said his name was Kunu. His island name was Kunu, right?
Right. The surfer dude.
Yeah. So we had Kunu, who passed away. Now this dog looks just like Kunu, and Kunu's not been with us. He was 14 years old. He hasn't been with us for about 2 years, and so I've been searching all the boards, all the foster places for a dog. And I finally just told my husband, I was like, well, whatever dog is meant to be. Because we were going to the different places and we would not find nobody. Nobody really.
And you're like, this is the one.
Yeah. And so then I said, well, just like our other dogs, our dog will find us.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they were looking for somebody to foster him. His person had died, I believe, they think. Oh. And he wasn't chipped or anything like that. And we're certified fosters. And so I said, I'll help. And when he came into the house, I was like, in hopes maybe we would adopt. Oh, he's such a mess. He's so hyper and everywhere. He's like on the table. He's needs to be potty trained, but he's so handsome and so sweet and fun energy. So, yep, we've got a Carlos and Charlie at the house now.
Yes.
I didn't get to say that. The other dog we have is Charlie. So there was Kunu, which is Chuck. We have Charlie, and now we have the other version of it, which is also Carlos. Carlos, which means Chuck in English.
Very
Isn't that
nice.
funny? It's meant to
When she
be.
went to pick him up on Tuesday, her husband's like, "Well, I'll pack up Charlie," which is their current dog.
Oh,
So there's a little
Charlie.
bit of update from us. All right,
Yeah.
let's bring Amy up and get going. Oh my goodness, Amy. Wow. I was doing a little homework on your work, and I realized that there was a piece of the Akashic field that I wasn't really taking in entirely. And that is, and maybe you don't use this word, but looking at it like the multiverse and looking at it like it's all the possibilities of you as well as all the the past and the library of you. And I even want to go deeper into the conversation and really talk about this library of you. If we go back and destroy some of the constructs with this land of no time, would it be possible that our records would change based on our frequency in each moment? So I just wanted to dive into all of that. I hope that's not too much.
Yeah, no, not at all. So, one, am I pinned? I only see
Yes,
myself on top.
no, you are right. You
Next to
aren't.
us.
Okay, thank you
Good
for
job.
letting me know that. No, you are pinned. Thank you.
Are we both
Yes, you are
spotlighted
pinned.
is the
Yes.
question? Because I don't see
Both
myself.
sideways.
So,
We're both
okay,
sideways.
cool. I don't
Okay.
see it. So, okay, cool. So let's set context for what the Akashic records are for anybody
Yes,
that
and
doesn't.
take us through your background.
I was going to say,
I mean, that's kind of the global theme for all of this. We don't have to start with that question.
No, yeah.
I wanted
So,
to say a couple words
Oh,
about your
yes.
bio,
Let's do that.
except for I don't have it now.
let
Had it, and she.
me start with the Akashic records.
Great.
Let's
Sounds
definitely
perfect.
get you up.
So, for anybody that doesn't know what they are, Akash means space in Sanskrit. And what the Akashic records are is they're a field of infinite possibility. They're a consciousness that holds every word, deed, thought from the moment our soul is incepted. When our soul comes into existence, everything starts recording. And since we're multidimensional, everything about us, every timeline we're on, every possibility, and anything we've ever done, and possible things that we could be in alignment with based on soul contracts are recorded in the Akash. One of the things that's really important is that we have free will. And so it's really important to understand that we can choose to take advice from the masters, teachers, and loved ones, also known as the guardians of the Akashic records, or we can choose not to take advice. And so to go back to your question about like, can if we do something, let's say we heal something, does that take out something inside of the Akashic records? And the answer to that is no.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say you had a traumatic event or a life-altering event in your life, and maybe you healed from that event, there's all sorts of things that you chose to do because of that event in your life that makes you who you are in this moment in time. And so there's lots of things our soul has experienced. Some you may be very aware of, some you may be not aware of. And so we can't delete something that has influenced your soul's evolution, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, what we can do is we can transcend it, we can transform it, we can transform ourselves from that experience, but we can't undo the past. But what we can do is free ourselves from the past. And I'll say it this way too, slightly different. Like if you're in conversation, let me know if this has ever happened to you guys. Like you had a conversation with a friend, maybe a friend is talking about something traumatic that happened, or maybe they're complaining about something. And 3 days later, you're still thinking about that friend, still thinking about that conversation. There's a chance that there's an aspect of your soul that's still stuck in that conversation. And so this is what happens with us, not just in conversations like that, but like if let's say we have a tremendous fear of water, but we've never had something happen to us in this lifetime with water, but we have this tremendous fear and we don't know why, chances are there's an aspect of your soul that's frozen in time, that's maybe drowned many times in water. And that's why you have this fear, because it's a cellular memory. We can't undo the past, but we can heal that so we don't continue to carry that fear forward. Is that helpful?
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Do you find that many clients will have, like for me, I'm like, I know that I'm a little bit claustrophobic. And one time I was sitting with someone that had a reading and she said, "Are you claustrophobic?" But it's not a really bold thing for me. So I would probably wouldn't have been like, I'm claustrophobic. But one time I tried to get a tan because it was UV. And so I remember pulling the thing over and I was like, oh, I don't like this. And so I was trying to get out. And she was saying that that was one of the ways in which I was persecuted for, to sharing the knowledge. I had never even heard of past lives at that point, and I had never even heard of holding a cellular memory. My question is, do you find that clients sometimes have these underlying hidden more often than not, of these cellular memories that might be holding you back? Or I guess my question is like, are there a lot of these that we would uncover? Because I wouldn't just come to you and be like, I'm claustrophobic. No, that was something that would have
No.
just been hiding.
So it can be either way, because some people come and we uncover things they had no clue that was affecting
Okay.
them, that
Uh-huh.
doesn't even look like it connects the dots in any way. But once we pull that past life up, it connects the dots on a cellular level for them, because we could be having a miscommunication issue with a spouse, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we go and we figure out that your voice has been shunned your entire life for many lifetimes. It might not seem like it's connected at first, but if you are having a hard time communicating, but you've always been told to shut up, you've been
Mm-hmm.
always told that you will be persecuted for speaking up, or
Mm-hmm.
you've been persecuted many
Mm-hmm.
times, it might not feel connected, but it totally is. And so, and then we can go down the rabbit hole of things that don't connect at all, but they're super connected. And so when someone's wanting to, let's say, heal something, they don't need to actually know what they're healing before we go to heal it. The main thing is for me, I trust what the guardians are sharing with us. And I'll give you an example. Like I teach inside of my Akashic Record program called Sacred Awakening, we have many different levels. And our Healer's Edition level, which is an advanced level for doing past life regression and other different healing modalities, I went to go do a demonstration on like how to remove implants and do like an entity removal and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, the interesting thing is I always set the intention of whatever's going to serve the highest good is always going to come forward for the client. And what we uncovered was none of that. What we uncovered was this lifetime of soul persecution. Her soul, an aspect of her soul, was persecuting her for the things she did during Egyptian times.
Wow.
So, because we're
Interesting.
so multidimensional, there's an
Yes.
aspect of our being that we can create that's like, listen, I feel really guilty for doing this. I feel really bad about doing this. I never want to do this again. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make myself never do that again. And I'm going to have a ton of guilt, a ton of shame, a ton of
Mm-hmm.
whatever that comes along with it, and all the other habits and nuances that come along with it. And so, like we never know what's going to be uncovered. And the cool part is she's noticed different lifetimes of Egyptian connection, but none of it's ever connected all the dots where this connected all
Wow.
the dots. And so you never know what you're going to get. I'm always excited about what's uncovered, because where we go is exactly where our soul wants to go in that moment, and what our soul wants to heal from as well. And to explain it even deeper, you have 13 trillion cells in your body. The majority of those have DNA. When
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about a cellular memory and a cellular level, we are impacting the DNA. We are impacting the way that our remembrance is happening too. And we can't just wake up all 13 trillion cells at once, because that would be an overwhelm to our system.
Right.
But even if we don't remember and all of a sudden we're going through a past life regression or going through some healing where this is coming forward, we are changing on a cellular level what is happening and what occurred, so we can free ourselves from the past.
Wow. So I want to just bring in the audience in kind of playing, and you guys, I'd love if you'd have some questions to bring through. But when I first came up this, I wanted to talk about timelines, right? Because like there was that past lifetime where somebody had been in Egypt and they had, this experience, and they're kind of persecuting themselves for that.
Mm-hmm.
What about future selves? Do you ever like ask people or tap in to their
Possibility of
their possibilities, or things come through as as if it's already happened? Can we
so
play in that?
there's many ways you can play inside of the Akashic records, depending on the teacher and what their perception is of what we can do in the records. Depends on what someone will do with the records. For me, I want to play in the past, the present, and the future. I don't want to only play in the past. The past can feel really heavy, and I want to utilize the records as a life tool, not necessarily only a thing that I use anytime I only want to heal. I want to use it for fun as well.
Yes.
And hey, like what can I wear today that will make me feel really high vibe? Or what can I eat today that will help me start healing my digestive system? How can I better communicate? Whatever it is. But then we can also look at future possibilities. And with future possibilities, we can look at it from many perspectives, because we're so multidimensional. There is, let's say you guys, you decided to do this podcast together. There is possibly a timeline where you guys are not doing this podcast together. You're doing it solely. There's also another timeline where you're not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And what you guys are doing in your life looks different than what you're doing on this timeline. And so there's all these possibilities, and I think, and I'm not probably saying this number correct, but I think we make over like 35,000 decisions in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that for a second. Like there's many decisions that we are making. And so our timelines are constantly going.
Right. And each one of those has its own little tree of possibilities for every single decision.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
And so for future possibilities, we can look at future possibilities in many different ways. Let's say, I'll give you an example. I used to have a different career, and I left. And then before I left, my husband proposed, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll stay a little bit longer so I have a little extra money, a buffer for wedding and stuff like that. Anyways, I left on the day that my guardian said I was leaving. And so, but there was a possibility that whatever. So I went and I said, hey, I want to do part-time here, da, 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 da. And so I got a job offer to do part-time.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to turn it down. When I was looking in the records, I looked at the possibilities of, if I took this, what would my life be like? If I don't take this, what would my life be like? And what is the possibility? So what I'm looking at is a choice right here on a future possibility. And when I looked at it, my life was not better. I did not like what I saw. I felt more stressed out. They didn't they didn't honor the commitment that we had with part-time. It was really full-time hours. And so I turned it down. I've looked at other possibilities of, like, if I do Y, what would it look like? If I do X, what would it look like? And then I can make a decision on what feels good. So that's one way of doing it, or 2 ways of doing it. Another way of doing it is, let's say you're wanting to manifest something in your life. We can go to the future possibility of you manifesting that thing, notice how she or he is showing up, how she or he is dressing, what their new struggles are, what they've overcome, how did they get there? And then we get to merge with that aspect. So it's a timeline hop. We're timeline hopping. And so there's ways that we can play with future possibilities that allow us to make choices and allow us to merge. So it just depends on what we're wanting to do.
Got it.
So if we were to open up the field as a group thing, could we take them in the field and then ask questions maybe for them to perceive for themselves what awareness would come up, or how would be the best way to do this?
I think what she's trying to do is many times we like to, we find that showcasing your work in the best possible way really helps people to experience, hear what we're trying to describe, obviously. So
yeah, I can take everybody through an Akashic Record journey.
Or whatever you think
Yeah.
would be a great way to display your work.
Yeah, we can do that. What topic or theme would you guys like to do?
I'd like to play with timelines and the future possibilities. And I mean, I think it's very fun to clear out some of the old, but when I got this idea from something that I read on your page, I was like,
yeah.
Let's play with this.
We can play with the future possibility. Okay, so first, before we do this, take a moment and think about what it is that you're wanting to manifest. And if you're on YouTube or on Zoom, you can type it in the chat box because we can witness you then in your intention, and it's more likely to happen with that. So you can sum it down to one word or a sentence or 3 words and go ahead and type that in, but take a moment to think about it. And then I'll give more instructions in a second.
And these should be specific, like my highest timeline couldn't be, like it should be specific as far as your heart's desire.
What you want.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Because if you just leave it general, like I want to go to my highest timeline. How do you know when you're on your highest timeline if you didn't actually give direction on what you want to see on your highest timeline?
So and I think the other question that I have that's coming up is, what if there is something physical that's out of alignment with what you wish it was? So that a heart's desire, you wish this would change.
So are you saying if desire's not in alignment?
If something's going on in their body, is that something else that they could say, well, I really desire for this to be healed, or that this would function better, or,
Sure. Like lots of people set intentions for health stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
So, I mean, I can't guarantee you're going to manifest anything. I can't guarantee that you're going to heal something. It's up to you and your journey and what you want to do. Right. The main thing is always be careful what you wish for, because you're laughing because you know what I'm about to say. Because if you really want something, sometimes you have to give up other things. And so let's say you want a better job. Well, sometimes that means you have to say goodbye to your friends at your other job and close that door, and it requires you up-leveling your circle and up-leveling the way you think. And it can feel really, really hard at first, but if it's in alignment and it works, you will get that thing. You just got to be willing to let go of other things. Yeah. And so sometimes with health, it's like we have to work on the emotional component that can feel really heavy and hard sometimes for some people. And so you got to go through the storm sometimes to reach the other end where everything is calm and clear and it's sunny and blue skies. So it's whatever feels good. Note that there will be things that you will let go of to make room for this thing as well. And so be clear on what it is that you want. And you can do any aspect of your life. You can do health, finance, romance, family, relationships, fun, leisure, spirituality, career/business, like any of those areas. And so like abundance, I see someone said abundance and health, and you might already have this very specific, but I just want to use this as an example. Abundance means many things. Abundance can be prosperity,
is
like
it specific?
money. Abundance can be
Yeah.
abundance in love, abundance in health, whatever it means.
The
Just
word cats came in my head.
what?
The word cats came in my head. I don't even have
Abundance of
cats.
cats.
You can have abundance of cats.
Who wants an abundance of cats,
There
or
are
who
some
doesn't
people
want an
some
abundance
people
of
do.
cats?
But abundance can be very many things, right? So if you want wealth, then or money, then
Like physical money.
yeah, you'd want to
Yes,
say
get
it that way.
specific. Like
Yeah.
if
And
you're
then
wanting more money, say money. Like I
Yes.
want
I
an
think this is
abundant amount
a
of money
really
to come
important
in.
conversation. But I think, when I was first growing my first business, I was like, I knew that I would feel successful when I was making 10,000 gross a month on a regular basis. And that was my first like thing that I put out there. And it was that specific. Like if it was 3 months, 10,000 gross, I was feeling like I was in flow and things were growing. So that's kind of the specificity that we're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah,
I'm
and
glad that you said that.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's really cool when you see it happen, and
I
then you're
know.
like, I couldn't believe the day when you're like, I got this. Like I either got that amount of money in my account or I received this, and then it's consistently showing up, and it's because you're a vibrational match for it.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. And so what we're doing with the Akashic Records, with this future possibility, is we're aligning you to that timeline where that possibility is available to you.
Yeah.
And note that if you're a person that doesn't see something, that doesn't mean it's not working. You can see it, sense it, imagine it, hear it, taste it, smell it, know it. Like you can have a black screen and that's all you're seeing, but you know it, you feel it. That's perfect. Don't worry about that. And then I'll cue that you get a message or a download. Know that because we're in a group setting, you might not get the message right here, but you might get the message while you're standing in a grocery line or while you're meditating or when you dream. So just be open to that. Also, don't drive or operate heavy machinery because some people fall asleep and some people go into a trance. I will speak light language. Light language is the cosmic language of your soul. I'm speaking higher self to higher self. And everything is done inside of the Akashic Records. I'm not doing anything outside of the Akashic Records. You can watch this live or replay. I don't know how you guys set up your stuff.
Yes.
So is the replay available for them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So if you fall asleep or you are distracted or whatever, just re-listen to it. You might get something different.
I always
the
say
second
that.
time too.
I always say that. Just always re-listen to a replay. Sometimes if you're really driving with stuff, go back because absolutely you get extra things. I do all the time, and yeah, it's amazing. One of the ladies on the chat said she wants a cure for fibromyalgia in her case, and this is on the YouTube.
Yeah. So when it comes to health is a very complicated thing. And you can go down the rabbit hole for health because we can look at things physically and we can look at things emotionally, we can look at things mentally, and we can look at things spiritually. I feel like the spiritual, mental, and emotional are together, and then the physical is off on its own.
See, and I will disagree with you 100% these days. That now we need to start looking at the physical as just the manifestation that took a little while from all those others.
Right.
But we don't have to go there.
I wasn't done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's gonna get there. I think that's exactly what you were saying when you said you put it off to the side. But go ahead.
Yeah. So
Right.
with anytime you have something health related going on, it's important to look at the physical, obviously, because it's right in your face, but we have to work on the emotional, spiritual, and mental component. You can go and do all of these components. You still have to fix the physical sometimes because our body's out of alignment, our bones are not in alignment. There's other things that are going on. And so we want to tackle it from both perspectives. When you are not in a good place, you got to go back to how can I recenter myself and this is not consuming me. And you can use the Akashic Records for that. And I think there's many ways to tackling it. So,
Right.
So, yes. So, for someone that may have fibromyalgia, they may, and she's saying she wants to cure it, that may also have more so in its spiritual form or its emotional form of how it's showing up in her world. And she could be willing to at least bring that in, is my question.
so fibromyalgia is an interesting thing. Fibromyalgia, they don't even the doctors will
I
say
know.
they don't know what that
No, yeah,
is,
right.
right?
That's the
And
most, yeah.
so there's many things that may be causing the fibromyalgia. And so for me, because fibromyalgia runs in my family,
Hmm.
I think that it's important to look at all the emotional components and then also get the other components physically intact, because you can work on all the emotional components and be like, I did this, but like something physical is still going on. And sometimes we need extra supplementation. And what that supplementation is may be different and unique to each individual. Like
Hmm.
you might be going to the chiropractor, you might be going to get, cranial sacral work done, or you could be taking like a medication like LDN that helps with the dopamine levels, that gets rid of the electrical currents that are going on in your body
Hmm.
with fibromyalgia. And so
Hmm.
it just depends on what it is, but you've got to work on the emotional components, period.
Well, so,
I'm
and
glad I asked that, and I'm glad
I,
that you
I,
explained it that
I
way.
love that too. And I
Yes,
want to add
I'm
just one
glad I
other
asked.
thing. So one of the things she might want to ask for is to be guided to the healers that will support with the change around this. Like that could be maybe what she puts out there as the desire.
Yeah, so one of the things, let me maybe, I don't know what her name is. So
Her name is Alondra. Alondra?
Alondra. Okay. So maybe what you can do, and this is just a suggestion, you don't have to do this. And I do like that what you're talking about finding, because
Mhm.
as adults, we need a village to assist us in healing, just like children need a village to
Village
be
to raise
raised.
them. Yep.
That doesn't change as adults. And so the what I would suggest doing is setting the intention that I am healing on an emotional, physical, spiritual,
Mm.
mental level, and I am freeing myself from the fibromyalgia attacks or the
Right.
fibromyalgia, because it might not even be fibromyalgia, because fibromyalgia is just a diagnosis because they don't know what else to say
Yeah.
sometimes. And so it's complicated. I would also suggest, and I am not a doctor, to go to the LDN research page for LDN. LDN is low dose naltrexone, and low dose naltrexone is something that they designed for high dosage for opioid users and alcoholics. And what they've discovered at low dose, it helps people with fibromyalgia, EDS,
Wow.
cancers, MS, PTSD, severe depression. And what it does is it feeds the cells dopamine, because if you're low in dopamine, you're going to have electrical charges in your body that you are not getting rid of because you don't have enough dopamine in your body. And if you're sitting there
Mhm.
scrolling, guess what happens to your dopamine? It goes away. Or anything in life can destroy our dopamine.
Mhm.
And so, go and
Mhm.
research that, because that's like one of the
Smart.
things when I hear someone with
Oh,
that has
she's saying
fibromyalgia. But
she's saying so many hearts. Thank you, thank
yeah,
you, thank
no
you. So I'm glad I
problem.
asked.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a good question. No matter what you may be having as the ailment, that was a really good answer
Well, it's
for
an
for several.
better answer for everyone, to be honest, because
I was just
stress.
gonna say that.
uh, I just need to stop taking everyone's words from them.
It's the magic.
Gosh,
Alrighty, well, let's go.
Okay,
fabulous.
let me take a sip of water, and we'll go on a journey, and then I'll walk everybody out. And then when you guys are ready, just let me know when you're ready to start talking. So, all right, go ahead and close your eyes and receive a breath, receiving a breath in through the nose, a cleansing breath out through the mouth. Another inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, feel, sense, or imagine your grounding cord starting to root into the earth. Taking another nice deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, feeling your grounding cord rooting all the way to the core of the earth, which is a crystalline ball of energy in the center of the earth, which is Gaia, Mother Earth's heart chakra. And then you're going to inhale, plug your grounding cord in, and inhale Gaia, Mother Earth's crystalline energy. And then on the exhale, feel her energy swirling around you. And as it swirls around you, it's going to clean, cleanse, and protect you and your entire auric field. So I want you to feel, sense, or imagine as you continue to breathe and you continue to root, there's crystalline energy swirling all around you. And as it swirls, it's going to start to vacuum out any lower vibrational energies that could be yours or could be other people's or other experiences. And you're just going to exhale and release these energies. And they're just going to release back down through your grounding cord where Gaia will transmute them into love and light. And then I want you to stretch the crown of your head up towards the great I am, towards source, creation, God, universe, whatever name you give that beautiful sacred frequency. And you're going to plug into that energy above you. And then this beautiful frequency will start to stream through the crown of your head, down through your entire system, your entire spinal column, your entire brain stem, your bones, your physical body, your energy bodies, your entire auric field, and your quantum radius. And so you're connected as above and so below. And then there's this beautiful energy all around you, 360 degrees. And this energy is of light, of authentic light, that is made up of your team, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, your animal spirit guides, your plant medicines, your elementals, any of your team that serves the highest good and is of the highest light, of the highest frequency, is supporting you. So you're connected and protected 360 degrees. And then I want you to sense, feel, see, or imagine that there is a beautiful doorway in your heart space. This doorway is going to have a star on it, a Merkava. And you'll find the door. You may sense it, feel it, see it, imagine it, hear it, taste it, know it, smell it. And you'll get to the door, and before you open the door, I want you to set an intention of what you would like to manifest, what you would like to bring into fruition, and be very specific as if you already have it. And so if you're wanting to manifest good health, you can simply state, I'm so grateful. My physical body is radiant and healthy, and I feel amazing. I'm healthy on all levels, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Whatever you'd like to say, go ahead and set that intention. There'll be a moment of silence while you set the intention before you go through the door. You're going to open the door, and when you open the door, there's this portal that's going to just suck you right through. You can dive right into it. It's going to bring you across all space and time, portals and dimensions, and you are going to land in a beautiful place in nature where there is a completely beautiful body of water that is still. It is calm. The water looks like glass.
Mhm.
You're going to stop in front of the water and you'll step right in front of the water just to look at your reflection. And again, when we express gratitude for the things that we are being given or possibilities of what we are manifesting, we are more likely to come into resonance with that. And so I want you to express gratitude again for your manifestation. You can also express gratitude for other things you are grateful for. So you're going to state the intention with gratitude. And as you're setting it, I want you to feel your heart expand, expand, expand. Your heart is smiling, it's smiling, you are smiling. There'll be a moment of silence while you continue to express gratitude and set your intention again. And when you're ready, I want you to tap the water. You're going to tap the water with any finger, any hand, or your toe, whatever feels good. You're going to tap the water, and then it's going to have this ripple, and then it's going to come into calmness. And what you're going to see, sense or imagine, when you're looking at the water, is a future possibility of you receiving that manifestation. So you're going to notice your future self. This future self might be 2 months from now. It might be 6 months, a year, several years from now. Whatever the timeline is great. But you're going to watch your future self. And your future self is doing something. Your future self has received this. What do you notice your future self doing? And you may hear this or sense this. I want you to notice how your future self feels, what your future self is experiencing, what they're doing differently than what you've done in the past. I want you to just breathe. And as you're breathing, I want you to notice how successful your future self is, not only through this manifestation, but how successful your future self is in other areas. Maybe your future self is doing other things that maybe you are currently doing or have never even thought of doing. I want you to just notice without judgment, just excitement and joy. And as you're noticing this, your future self is going to notice you. She or he is going to turn back towards you, look at you through this water. And your future self is going to hold out his or her hand. And if you'd like to, you can slip through time and go be with her or him. As you slip through the time, if this feels right, as you slip through the time, you're in this new timeline. And your future self is so excited because you guys made a decision to do this. She or he is going to share some information with you. Some will be downloaded, some will be shared, or all will be downloaded. Go ahead and allow your future self to share information with you and download. You can ask questions as well, and there will be a moment of silence while you receive and talk and chat. Rurasia, Shakura Maha, Sakura Kua, Sanua, 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 Karia Sanukua Trakaha. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. You're going to give your future self a high five, a kiss, a hug, whatever feels right. Your future self's going to hand you a present. Your future self's going to share what that means, or may only understand what it means later on in the future. There's either possibility, so don't be upset if she or he does not explain it. Kurasia, sokua takia sahu. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath in. You're going to thank your future self. And on the exhale, you're going to feel yourself slip back into your heart space. You're going to take several nice deep inhales and exhales, taking your time. Bowing your chin in towards your chest and slowly blinking your eyes open, taking your time coming back to. If it feels good, you can rub your body, rub your hands on your arms, gently rub your face, tap on your chest if that feels good. If you feel heavy in any way, definitely physical touch will help bring you back into your body. So, and let us know how you're feeling.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I want to hear what yours was and all that giggling.
Yeah.
Mine was kind of cool. And she even told me what was in the gift. But go ahead.
That's awesome.
I could totally tell that I was trying to leave. Like you said, that some people will pass out, and I thought, there's no way. At one point, I almost did. And then I'm like, I'm here. And then my higher self is super funny. So definitely full of the joy that I embody anyway, without some of the silly worry that I always try to clear around. And then the gift was really the trust within my bones, knowing that this is truly how we create in any reality, but in this form and that I've always had that knowing, and that has been maybe the secret to my success in the ways that I think that I have to do it, but that I no longer have to come from the place of the only doing, and that I can allow the flowing and being of even my guides to support me in even just the everyday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing less and receiving more.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I had an out-of-body experience once on the show, just to address that.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
I was like,
literally ended up like somewhere else in my house.
It happens. It totally
Very
happens.
Cool.
I felt it.
And I have to say, like, there used to be like this level of I won't fully go there, but now I can trust. So with mine, I want to hear what the guest said, but one of the things that I was focusing on was when we were with relatives at a recent wedding, they were talking about taking these bike trips all over the world. And they're doing like this long 5-day thing in Barcelona next year. And they invited us. And I had a massive joint injury about 6 or 7 years ago. And I'm like trying to visualize this happening. And it was just like, you're on the right path. You just need to stay consistent, basically. It gave me a formula.
I
Said,
love that.
Beautiful.
so I'm excited about
It
that.
is exciting.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Do you want to read some of the chat on YouTube?
Sure. Yes. Trust. So Alondra said, trust, me too. So I think that like a lot of what I said was resonating back. I think many times that we know, like from remembrance, that this really, really cool way of being here on earth exists. But many times we fall back into those pre-programmed places of existence, or like you mentioned, we have that blockage maybe from a different timeline or whatnot. And so then it doesn't allow us to trust that we are so immensely powerful and just I mean that we really, really can change in timelines that, like sometimes people feel like I don't know if this is working, right?
Right.
Even me who comes and does a show about this, right? Like my little
Yes.
right? And even still, like that level of trust was such a big, big gift. One of the best that my higher self, like my future self could have given me.
I
Yeah.
think trust is like the word. Like if you're not like I have people that will ask, it's like, what happens if someone if you take them through past life regression and they don't get anything, or like, what if, like, if you're starting to learn how to do a practice or anything, like, it all comes down to trust. If you don't trust, you're not going to get what you want. And you got to trust yourself or trust the universe. And eventually, you got to trust both, but at least trust the universe first if you can't
Yeah.
trust yourself. And if you can't trust others, trust yourself first. So then you can start trusting the universe. And so I love that. And I was laughing because you were just like, I even do this. And it's like the practitioner is always the first person that forgets what tools they have in their toolbox when they're in the middle of something.
It's so
Well,
true.
let me just say there's levels of trust too.
Yes.
I
Yes.
had
Yes.
this, master healer work on my body, and the whole time my head is like, fraud. No, this isn't going to work. I don't believe this. I doubt that this is ever going to happen. Like that's what the noise is going on in my head while he's working on me. And during the session, he doesn't hear any of this internal dialogue, and he said something like, why are you here getting a session with me if you don't actually believe it's going to work? Or something to that tune, as if he was literally reading the transcript of my brain. And that was a moment where my trust level went from like maybe a 5% to like a 85%. I still wasn't 100%, but I think it's really
Yeah.
interesting to play with like, where is my trust level
Sure.
with this? And where is that self-doubt coming in? Like, do
And
I
there was a degree
100%
of
know?
trust for you to even book the appointment.
Agreed.
So, like, there's a
Mm,
little bit of trust, but then when you're there,
mm,
this is where it gets interesting.
Yes,
Where is the trust not coming from?
correct.
So, what part of you doesn't trust, or what parts of you don't trust? And
Yes.
this is where, like, that multidimensional aspects, because
mm-hmm.
it could be your inner child and your emotional body that doesn't trust it, but like your physical body, your mental body, and your ego are like, yes, let's do this. Your spiritual
Yeah.
body's like, yes, let's do this. But there's aspects that don't. So like sometimes those aspects that trust got you there, and then the other ones start chiming in. And so this is where the interesting thing
Yes.
comes in. It's like I'll always ask myself, it's like, because we are complicated beings, like
Mm-hmm.
very complicated, but yet we're simple at the same time. So it's just comes down to curiosity. And
Yes.
it's like I'm going through something where I'm like, I have this question of, because it's easy to blame someone else for something that's happened, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
if um, I'm sitting with this question of, what is my part in this?
Mm-hmm.
And why does this keep occurring? Because there's something in me that has something that's wanting this to keep reoccurring for some reason. And what role am I playing in
Mm-hmm.
this? Because there, I am not innocent in any way, shape, or form in this situation because it keeps happening. And so it's like, what do we do with that information?
Absolutely.
Very much
And
so.
that's also true with visions and stuff like that. Like I keep getting this word that keeps coming around, and it's almost like as soon as somebody says it, it's like they slow down and say it. And I feel like that's
Mm.
a part of like something that's like being downloaded. So I think it comes in all ways. And I think it's important for us not to separate those different places where, this information comes through.
Sure. I'm all
Right.
about, let's all get on
Like,
board.
get on the signs.
Yeah.
Pay
Can I
attention
add
to
something
signs.
to
Yes,
the word thing
yes.
for you?
Yeah.
So that happens to me all the time. And the words usually get underlined for me, or they get emphasized, or like something happens. And what is the case is it's your higher self, your team that's trying to show you, like, hey, pay attention to this. And then it's like that piece, okay, what questions can I ask about that?
Yeah. Thank you.
Because then you can go deeper with the meaning in that moment with what that's being shared. Because for you, it's like there's so many meanings for it. It's not just one meaning.
Do you talk a lot about the multiverse, I forgot the exact word you're using, that in your practice? Like, in other words, because you talked about it could be your child self, it
Yeah.
could be, and do you talk about how they, might be going off in different directions?
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
how we can try to all come on the same page?
Yeah, I call this your multidimensional self, and then we work with your bodies because, like, to me, the Akashic Records is a life tool, but there's all
Uh-huh.
these other things that if you're not aware of these things and you're not working with these things, and please note that, like, my method is not the end all be all. There's many methods to get you there, and whatever works for you is great. But what I have found is I want to do something, but I might be sabotaging myself to do that thing. Or I might be really excited for that thing. And then all of a sudden, the day it comes up, I sabotage myself from doing it. And so, why is that happening? And where is it coming from? And so, it might not just be one aspect of your being. You have core aspects of your being, and these core aspects are there through your whole lifetime. Like, they are a part of you, and because they're a part of you, they're also influenced by the past. And so our job is to reparent these parts of ourselves back to wholeness and
Okay.
remembrance. And
Okay.
so when you have your inner child, something happened at 7 years old, and all of a sudden you have this opportunity that triggers that thing that happened at 7 years old, and you made an agreement with yourself at 7 years old. You got to work through that with her in order to get past it. Otherwise, she's going to keep doing that until you address the problem at hand.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's funny, as you were saying that, I was thinking of something that I had made an agreement of myself. Basically, I don't know if the story is worthwhile, but I had made an agreement with myself to do something, but then yet my old self like kept sabotaging me all along the way.
Like, are
And
you?
I'm just kind of realizing that, well, that's a place for me to go back now and look at what is that really about,
Yes.
and what is the value of holding on to that stupidity.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it sabotaging in ways like you might be sick on that day every time you get that opportunity, or
It could be that. It could be I'll give you an example. My husband and I, we've been together for a very long time. We've known each other since 2007.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So a long
So
time.
we have too.
Yeah.
my
So
husband
it's
and I
like,
as well.
things, you know each other inside and out.
Yeah.
And one point in our relationship, something happened, and I remember telling myself, I will never let you do that to me ever again.
I've
And
had that moment.
if you do, there's consequences, and I will not show up anymore the way I was doing it. Very subconscious. Because I made an agreement with myself. You're not hurting me anymore over that.
Yep.
And so, that was back probably in 2012.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for being so vulnerable with the story too.
Yeah, no problem.
It's
So,
real life things like this that actually we can receive.
yeah. And so recently I realized I made that agreement, and I have a hard time showing up a certain way because I made that agreement, because I was so angry. and I had the right to be angry. Like everybody has the right to feel a certain way, but I had the right to be angry. And I was mad about it. And I was tired of it happening over and over and over again. And so I realized, and this is where I had to apologize, right? Like I realized that I have been keeping you at bay because I made this agreement with myself because I didn't want you to hurt me anymore. And that was the only way that I could process or handle that behavior that he was doing. And so, because you have two wounded children trying to be adults together.
Right.
And so this is what happens. And so I had to have a conversation with my 20-something-year-old self or 30-something-year-old self about what that looked like and why we can't continue to hold this agreement and why we can't continue to punish him because he's not even doing the behavior anymore. And so it's like it could show up like that. It could show up where you get sick or you're tired. You're so exhausted. Or you get into a fight with someone, maybe your family or immediate family or your extended family, or maybe you end up working, like it's a behavior where you work and this is how you sabotage. There are so many ways that we can sabotage. It could be through injury, it could be through emotional, it could be through chaos, it could be through shutdown, like just depends on what it is. And my curiosity is not to move into judgment, but to move into, isn't that interesting?
I love that you said that because I know there are many places where if I say that to myself, or that at least they used to be, I felt like I was like, well, don't I deserve to be mad?
Yeah, but you do.
Yeah. And
Both
if
can
I'm
be true.
myself, isn't this interesting? It's almost like as if I wasn't giving myself enough permission to be mad, right? And now that question can be so freeing. I mean, it really opens up a lot. Instead of me being in that emotion, I can also be the observer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just started Mel Robbins at the book Let Them last night.
Yeah.
And it really makes me realize how much I do try to control. And I realized even now that we're talking about this, and that just came back up, how much I've tried to control the conversation even.
I love you. And I love the vulnerability that we can be on the show.
And like, here's another place where I could go in the Akash and just go, let's change a few things. And I want to talk about how people can work with you as well.
And I also want to talk about how you were on the movie that was recently out, and you were in this beautiful dress I saw on social media, and you doing the premiere, and how glamorous all of that was, and maybe just a little bit of your experience in that way.
Let's finish that first.
So which part do you want me to start with? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So you just recently, the movie had just come out for the Zero Limits, and I know that you have been taping probably about what, two years
2 years ago.
Yeah. And just recently I saw you on Instagram, I think it was Instagram, and you were in this gorgeous gown. I mean, it was just perfect on you. And you were doing the premiere, and you were promoting the premiere, and I thought, my gosh, how wonderful of an experience that is. And I just wanted you to kind of talk about a little bit about maybe what your experience was.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity. This is a cool manifesting story. Let me back up for a second because this is really fun manifesting story.
I knew it. That's what I wanted.
So I was obsessed with The Secret when it came out.
Yeah.
The Secret came out in early 2000s.
It was
Joe
too.
Vitale was in the documentary. The Secret came out as a documentary and then became the book. I never saw the documentary until way later. I read the book. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I had Joe Vitale show up in my feed on an ad once, and I didn't recognize him from The Secret. I just looked at him and I go, I got this download. I'm going to work with him one day. And I let it go. And I was like, great. So when this opportunity came across my desk, I was like, that's the person I said I was going to work with one day.
How funny.
And I was like, this is great. This is an absolute yes, I'm going to do this. And the Zero Limits movie, if anybody doesn't know who Joe Vitale is someone that made the Ho'oponopono prayer, the Hawaiian prayer, famous.
Yes.
It was a method that he heard about, and he hired an investigator to find the person that was doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, which was a doctor that worked in, I butcher his last name, so I don't want to say it without, I don't want to dishonor his last name. So he's a doctor that
Isn't it?
worked,
It's Dr. Lin is the first
Dr.
name.
Hugh Lin or something like
Okay.
that. Um, Again, I don't want to say it wrong. So he worked in a mental institution prison, and he would do the Ho'oponopono prayer. He would never see inmates. They had massive turnover with staff. The inmates weren't getting better, and it's a mental institution that's they're prisoners. And so he would do the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and he would do this over and over and over again and clean up any energetic discord between him and the inmate. Even though he did not cause the inmate to go into the system, he would clean it up. And people started getting discharged. People started getting better. Staff started doing it. And so him and Dr. Joe Vitale started working together. And so what the documentary is about, it's called Zero Limits. Him and the doctor wrote a book called Zero Limits. And then the movie is Dr. Joe Vitale interviewing experts on what living at zero limits looks like. And everybody has a different perspective of what this is. And obviously, I use the Akashic Records to assist in tapping into infinite possibilities. Zero limits, we can say it many different ways, right? Limitless creation. And so I was interviewed by him. I got to go out to his house.
How exciting.
We had the movie premiere in June in Sacramento, and then I hosted one with another castmate here in Nashville. And it's amazing. The movie is out on Amazon and Apple. It's called Zero Limits. You can go and check it out. It's wonderful.
It is.
It's a really good, well done documentary. Like, I'm really proud of it.
It is beautifully done. Well, Katie said, I had no idea. Good question for Leonka. And she was excited to know that you had done that. And so excited to be able to share that with the audience too, because it was a really good, and I loved you in it. I just thought, wow. I mean, I remember being impressed with you last time you were on the show, and then watching the, I was like, yeah, she's so eloquent with how she states stuff. And even today, I mean, you state stuff in such a way that people can receive it. And I think that's a very special gift that showed up very well. So
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, let's just show people how they can possibly work with you as well.
Yeah, so you can. We did something special for your people.
Yeah.
I wanted to come up with something that's simple. So these are Akashic Record meditations, healings, activations. There's many different themes on these, and the bundles are anywhere from 2 to 5 healings or activations. Everything is done inside of the Akash. We have things from ancestral liberation, wealth activation, soul harmony. We have, if you have a hard time with family dynamics during the holidays, we have one that's specifically for family. We have ones for spiritual development, manifestation. There's all sorts of different activations, healings, and bundles. Depending on what you're looking for, there's something in there for you. And if you like all the bundles, you get a discount. But we have 75% off the retail price. And so I think some of them. With the discount.
So if one was, let's say, I didn't see the pricing, but I think that's how $80 or.
Yeah, some of them start at 20. If you put the discount in it, which is yep. They come out to being as low as $20 a piece.
So you have to buy them all together? Or you
can buy each bundle. I buy one bundle at a time, or you can buy all of them.
Holy cow.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So like
So if you want all 13, which has 2 to 4 in every single one, you can use Hustle in this link right here to get 75% off
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
it
the
comes out
entire
to
thing.
being, I think, like 200 and some bucks for all of them.
Wow.
Wow. And normally I think I saw over 1,200 or something like that. So that is amazing. Or you can choose the bundle that speaks to you.
Yeah, they're great bundles. Like really powerful activations. We have music on them too. So, and again, if you go up to the, what one is it? Go back down for a second. Yep, that one, the healing. Slightly up. Sorry. Right? Go a little bit. Yeah, right there. This is the family healing bundle that I was mentioning, healing
Uh-huh.
relationships. There's a
Okay.
family healing one, a forgiveness one, letting go of toxic relationships. If you have a hard time during the holidays, this is a great bundle. I
Wow.
specifically designed this one during the holidays. So it's like a great bundle, especially if you feel triggered during the holidays from your family. It could be really helpful. But then we have all sorts of different ones, cleaning and protecting, manifesting, you name it, it's in there. So business.
So, and each of these experiences, I guess is what I'm going to call them. Like if you're going to go into the butterfly transformation, this is what you would get. But how
Yes.
long is this experience? Is it about an hour or is it
No,
something you
because
do?
most
Okay.
I try to keep our meditations around 15 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll go over that, but on average, they're on average around 15 minutes each, just because not a lot of people want to sit down for 30 minutes. And
Sure.
so I've
Yeah.
designed everything I
Yeah.
always do now is like, I used to do these super long meditations for people, and I stopped doing that a really long time ago. I do longer ones depending on what
What
attunements
you're
we're
trying
doing
to.
and things like that. Like when I do an
Mhm.
Akashic Record attunement for someone where they're attuning to the Akashic Record, so we do DNA activations, it's 30 minutes. I can't make it under 30 minutes. I've tried.
Yeah. Well, you can see just in the 10 minutes
Yes,
that we did it on the
absolutely.
show
That's what
what
I
you
was
can
thinking.
experience. Yeah.
Right. I was like, wow. Well, I mean, just in a
Oh,
little bit of
very
time right
cool.
now, I'm forever changed. And so the pricing says 120, we would give this 75% off
Yes, yes. So
off of that. Guys, this
ignore
is
the retail
amazing.
price.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, I
nice.
had to keep asking because I'm like, I
I
mean,
just want to be sure.
I'm like, on the 120 is 75% off of that. Like,
Yep.
I feel like I'm in that store where I find all the most beautiful things, and I'm like, are you sure this isn't 70%?
Yes.
Oh,
So
thank you. That's
with the
such a gift.
120 meditation, you pay 30 bucks for it. So
Yeah.
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
really good deal. I wanted to give you guys a good deal. So on
It
it.
really
Um,
is like I found that beautiful gown. Oh, too fun.
yeah. So the link is in the chat. It'll also be at the caption in YouTube. It'll be on the live page. It'll be on the newsletter. And if you ever need anything, you can email us at team@houtehustle.com.
Yeah.
Amy, any parting words for us today?
I want to share two things. One is I don't
Yay.
remember if you guys, I don't remember which one I gave a reading to, but one of you I gave a reading to last time, and the color red came up where it was important to have red. And then I'm like, I pop on here and I'm like, you both are wearing red today.
Funny.
I love it. Degrees of red. It's
So
beautiful.
funny. I
So
do remember you saying
I
that.
wanted to just point that out. And then another thing is the Guardians want to share this. If you are in a place of discourage, how can you find courage? And it's really important to be honest if you're discouraged, if you're sad, if you're feeling whatever, because if you're not in a state of harmony, you can't get to harmony without honesty. And so getting
Mhm.
honest with yourself will allow you to manifest the things that you want, to heal the things that you want. And honesty on where you were, because we're doing this towards the end of the year, right? So honesty about your year to date is really important, because where you are succeeded, you need to be honest with yourself. Don't downplay it. Where you fell short, be honest with yourself so that you can have the steps to take to where you want to go, and you have a game plan. If you don't have a game plan, it's going to be hard to get there. And a game plan can simply be just one step. That's the game plan. I'm going to just take this one step, and then more will work itself out, because field. The game plan doesn't mean you have every step planned out, because some of the steps may not be necessary depending on the action that you're taking. So be honest with yourself. And if you are discouraged, have the ability to have honesty so you can have the courage to step up to the plate and take the action that you need.
Yes.
So,
wow. I feel
So
like
beautifully stated. There it is. And very timely. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, Amy.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so much. Again, if you guys need anything, you can find us at hautehustle.com.
Thank you, Amy.
thank
We just have
you.
a couple of announcements. We are still doing our live event. It's exciting. It is next weekend. It'll be retreat style at Mi Casa, and it's beautiful weather right now. And I'm excited about being in the backyard. We've got a new doggy, so we've that energy around. But we've been doing the yard and everything like that. So we'll be out in nature. And you can find that link at hautehustle.com/event. Also, we are planning our new summit that will be, we have the dates now. It is in January. It'll be the January the
5th. It starts the 5th.
5th.
So, and it's right at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
And we are going to start with a challenge.
Yeah.
And it will be about challenging you to be your resolutions.
Yeah, really.
We'll come up with better wording.
Absolutely. And we will pre-sell, like if you wanted to have a spouse that could maybe buy a gift card for you, or you want to buy something for yourself. So put a little bit aside, instead of just all of the gifts for everyone else, maybe put something, and we'll put a deep discount for something on there too.
And we have new merch coming out. So look for that in the newsletter, hopefully next week.
Yeah, I love it. There's so many exciting things that we have planned for next year. So we're super excited, and we're Haute Hustle. Just reminding you to take a little time to enjoy the woo.
Bye, everyone. See you on Tuesday with Dragon Channel Teresa Nguyen.
Yay. Happy Halloween.